What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Much. How's everything?
Not bad, not bad. Had a decent weekend. How was yours?
Ah, it was okay. It was okay.
I I hear that.
I know you're probably watching the Buckeyes.
uh, Actually, I was when they were playing. I was catching the movie The Woman King.
How was it?
Actually, that was pretty good. Well, I'm gonna watch anything Viola Davis is in anyway, but it was a little long, but it was good. It was good. It was a very good movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, trying to think of how to start this. We always hear when you join a network marketing company that
Mm-hmm.
will take 2 to 5 years to get any substantial income. But running
Yeah.
into running into Eric Worrie's video kind of changed that thought process. Somehow we're gonna share. Uh, so we're gonna share today. But I was surprised to hear from him on what he would say. That's what gonna be today's
Okay.
show about. Stay tuned. What's so weird about it is that he's saying after 5 years you're a liability to a network marketing company.
Hmm.
What's your thought on that?
Maybe. Well, that's interesting because maybe that's why. And I'll just go ahead and say it. The company that we were with at the time, Amway. Maybe that's why Amway did what they did, um, because those quote unquote IBOs who were not who had been there for a little bit of 5 years or more. Maybe that's why that what's that called, that CRV um, or CVR rule applied, because they knew they were not getting that reliable base, or that source anymore because because we had been there for those many a year. He might have a valid point on that. Now
Well,
that I think about it.
I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the video.
Is not a leader. Income is not a leader. Somebody who did something 5 years ago is not a leader necessarily today. There's an old axiom inside of our business that if you're not careful, it will apply to you. And here's the axiom. Distributors inside of a network marketing company are an asset to that company for about 5 years, and then they become an expense. After 5 years, they put it on cruise control. After 5 years, they stop building. After 5 years, they're just going through the motions. Let me give you the definition of opinion inside of network marketing. True leadership. Now, rank is not a leader. Income is not a leader. Somebody who did something 5 years ago is not a leader necessarily today. There's an old axiom inside of our business that if you're not careful, it will apply to you. And here's the axiom. Distributors inside of a network marketing company are an asset to that company for about 5 years, and then they become an expense. After 5 years, they put it on cruise control. After 5 years, they stop building. After 5 years, they're just going through the motions.
I would say he's spot on. He is spot on. He is spot on.
So what does that say to you, to the diamonds and all them other people? Because they slack off too.
Yep. Either they will sell their business, and I don't see them doing that, obviously. Or just take their money and run. Maybe funnel it into some other business ventures because they built up that capital. Now that they can do that. That's what I would do anyway.
So, in essence, network marketing is only an entry point to entrepreneurship. It's not a staying point.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it necessary for them to lie to new distributors about the whole industry? I mean, just from what Eric Worrie saying, asset for only 5 years. After that, you were liability. I mean,
in my opinion, because they know they've used that in their minds. You've used up your warm market within that time frame.
Then why don't they teach? But there's no such thing as warm market unless you warm it. Because friends and family don't join.
Right.
So the problem in the industry is that they don't teach marketing to attract people to you. As we've been saying this for the longest time.
Right.
So their reasoning is really invalid for doing the things that they do, or what they did to us or others. Problem is their training is outdated. So I would like anybody that's in this industry to have to say something, a point of view, an opinion, because if what he's saying is the truth, that's why there's so many negative connotations to this industry, and the things that they say about it, from his point, are valid. So it's not the same point of income. We've been saying this forever. We've been telling people this forever, that you don't come into network marketing looking for a permanent place. And it's not geared that way. It's an entry point to other. It's a jumping point to other joint ventures. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's because I had to change my way of thinking because I always thought of network marketing, like, hey, this would be a great point of entry, so I could build build my business. But at the more I was into it, and especially when you and I hooked up, I would say about maybe 2 or 3 years after you and I hooked up, and you were explaining your take on it. It's like, yeah, we're building this business, but is it really so we can be network marketers, or is it something that we're building on so we can look at other business ventures?
Yeah, they
And
don't teach that.
right, and I'll admit it took me a minute to unlearn some of the stuff that I had learned earlier. To like, hey, yeah, this is your business, but you're not doing this as a job. You're doing this as your business, so you can look out for other business ventures. It doesn't have to be solely into network marketing. That's just an entry point, and it took me a minute to learn that.
Was an entry point because of the low cost entry. That's a,
Mm-hmm.
because most businesses cost a couple of thousand or $1 million.
Right.
Most people don't have it. So why would you you know, you can't get in a franchise because some of them cost $1 million like McDonald's.
Right.
So that's what keeps a lot of people out, but yet these companies fail to disclose a lot of things, and people seem to get burnt by it. So, I mean, knowing this video is probably going viral and causing a lot of flack within the industry. And a lot of people gonna like look at this industry and say, no, I don't want to be part of with it. If that's it,
Right.
what's your other thought on that?
Uh, that connotation, yeah, I can see some folks who are in the industry, and some who are looking to get them, like who are thinking about looking into it, like, well, man, if it's going to be just just a gateway, and not the end, and not the, the final destination, do I want to do I really want to put my time, or do I really want to put my money in this? And for those who are in the industry, you know, they're probably, some of them are probably thinking, well, if this is the case, then why am I doing this? If it feels like I'm just going to be spinning be spinning my wheels, and then my network marketing company, maybe after 5 years or so, sees me as a liability, then they want to end my distributorship, or my affiliation. Then what's that all for? I can see some folks looking at it in that aspect, because they will feel that they have been duped in a way.
Could this be the reason what happened with Scott and MJ Michaels group? Notice how they disappeared?
It's a strong possibility, very strong possibility.
Because it's mighty funny how they were all gung ho. Then all of a sudden they were gone.
Exactly.
I don't understand that either. It does seem to be the consensus of a lot of them groups.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear a lot about Larry Winters either.
That's true.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear about a lot. You don't hear about all those the Cincinnati group. They used to have all that strong stuff down. You don't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this industry really about? Is this just to give people a taste, and it's really up to them to move forward? But most people, 90% of people that come in the industry have no business background. They're employees. So what do they
Mm-hmm.
expect everybody to do? You know,
That's a very, very interesting questions that you're posing there.
that's why they keep talking about this thing is not your business. Because if the
Mm-hmm.
case is um, what Eric Worrie is saying, no wonder people call it a scam. But even in a pyramid scheme like a job, at least you there unless you do something wrong or they just fire you. Well,
Yeah.
basically we kind of got fired,
Mm-hmm.
even though we weren't employees.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as in the sports, we're free agents now. If you want to use the sports term vernacular with that.
We were never under contract with nobody, no way.
True. Yeah.
When you drinking it,
Oh, just some clear fruit flavored water that I picked up.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It makes you have to question about this whole industry anymore. And then,
Mm-hmm.
with us, they're talking about the training platform where it could or is network marketers really a true prospect? What's your thoughts?
Ask that question again because I want to make sure I get the right connotation.
With all this we has heard in our training platform, is a network marketer a true prospect?
I would still say yes, only to the degree depending on on the on the field that they're in, and well now that I think about it, are they really a solid prospect, or are they really just someone that you would add to your list, and they're not, and that's not gonna, that would be your warmest prospect. But okay, Greg, you really throw on a curve on me on that one.
Well, think about it. If people keep saying they know about the business, they know this, but they know from a vernacular of what they've been taught, not what is true. So then it goes
Hmm.
back to saying, are they a real true prospect?
Hmm.
Because then you have to restart retraining their mind to think a different way again. And I've
Mm-hmm.
always said that too.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where all this comes down to. You know, is it more somebody a better prospect that don't have any idea of anything business and wants to learn what to do? Are they the clean slate person? Are they more the true prospect?
Sure. Yeah.
See, that's where all this has to come down to.
And it's then if what you're saying and what you're proposing is it really does it really does come down to you and that particular individual, and it's a
Yeah,
it's a judgment call, and you hope that you get that right with your potential prospect, but it's 50-50. You know, you may think you have a process that will build their business, and they don't do anything. And of course, the other person that you know you'll keep a lukewarm interest. You know, they're just knocking it out of the park. You know.
should the name? Well, let me put it how shall I say? Instead of having quote unquote distributors, maybe the whole term should be geared towards being an affiliate market.
I would think so.
That way, in the industry, is forced to teach marketing skill sets
Mm-hmm.
to buy and sell those companies' products and services. But when you talk about networking is a individual thing. Everybody's not as gregarious
Right.
like some of the people you see when we get on some of the training on MLSP.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And nobody's just gonna keep running around on social media every day to meet new people. That's as bad as going out to the malls and stuff. That does not happen.
Right.
Not with most people.
Mm-hmm.
Very few. Could you see yourself doing that all online? Running around
Honestly, no. No.
What's the difference?
Exactly.
You know, sometimes they keep pushing that vernacular on the training platform we do. And I wonder why they keep doing it.
Right.
It don't work for everybody. It just doesn't. You got to take people from where they're at, not where you want them to be.
Right.
Thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, you can't make somebody be where you are, you know, and because that you know, obviously they both have different experiences, and you know, you might see one person just being new. Well, everything is new to them, so yeah, they'll be willing to learn, but if you inundate them and keep and keep on, just bombarding them with things, most folks will build up a resistance to that. On the other hand, if someone has done this business before and is looking to get back into it, um, and you're letting them know some information, but keeping other parts to yourself, well, you're I think you're doing a disservice to them as well, because they're gonna want to know the insights of what and how you can help them build their business. And if they feel that you're not being forthright with the information that you share, yeah, they could resist you as well.
So what do you think a solution to this all is? Or is it?
I would say the best solution, and it may not be the be all solution, but I would just say, as what we've been doing, be real, be and be upfront. Be upfront with your potential prospects, and you and I, we still have an issue with saying the word prospect, because
No, I don't have.
these folks are.
I don't have a problem with prospect. I have a problem with the word prospecting. Those are two.
Prospecting.
Yeah,
Okay.
different connotation, different thing.
Yeah.
So,
Because these are not we're not prospecting for gold nuggets. These are people, and these are people's lives that we're trying to interact with and help them to be business owners by branding themselves. And you have to consider where they're at, and start from there, instead of where we are. Even though we're knowledgeable, we know we don't know everything, but
constantly learning.
We're constantly learning, and you don't want to overwhelm. In my opinion, you don't want to overwhelm them with so much information. Not at the beginning, definitely, because they'll be stuck in second gear all the time.
What do you think about Eric Worrie saying leadership, being a leader, is it, how do you say that? Something about ranking ain't leadership. Income ain't leadership.
Yeah, ranking isn't leadership. And I'm thinking, man, so you had people like Don Storms, Scott Michael, George and Ruth Halsey. I know I'm just name dropping there, but doing that because they were some of the notable leaders in our particular marketing company, and even some of the lesser known, until they got split up, like Wendell and Andy Dalton, Rod and Jeannie Patterson, and I know you call them the elderly, the McFarlands, and Don and Benita Williams. Man, I mean, I looked up to them as leaders, but now, and the way he's saying it, the way that the industry is now, that he's basically saying, after a certain time, that doesn't mean much. I mean, it's in the archives, but in today's world, that doesn't mean much. That's that's a bitter pill to swallow, you know.
Well, look, Ray Higg, he has this event every year called Rank Makers.
Okay.
With all that being said, what did that say to you? An event called Rank Makers, but then you have somebody saying, "Oh, that don't mean nothing." Teaching people how to rank up. I mean, there's a lot of this shit you need to think about.
Yes. Is is it something that we, you know, are we going to have to unlearn some of the things that we have learned within the past year or so?
Well, we was always wondering why, after a certain amount of time, some people just disappear, and that's kind
Mm-hmm.
of answering the question right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you see people, they got their heyday, they got their
Yeah.
day, and then they gone.
True. Oh yeah. And and one guy that she liked to point out, another one who just what we call him? Well, I think uh, Ben or Big Ben. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You kind of see some of that too within the online marketing platform. Look at some of the people that were in MLSP that disappeared.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I can name it first. One of the first that comes to mind, April Marie Tucker. I mean, she was
Yeah.
for the first couple of years. You couldn't turn one way without seeing a post or a comment that she had made online, or something that she was doing, and then all of a sudden, you
Pesco,
know,
the Pesco Scalito.
yeah, oh yeah, mm-hmm.
But I'm still hooked up under them. But you don't
Oh,
hear
are
nothing
you
from them.
okay?
Um, some other people I'm trying to think of. The one that fired his boss. Had a video.
Oh, dang, I can't think of his name now, but I know who you're talking about. I can
Is
see
this
his face plain as day, but I can't think of his name.
is this a trend for a lot of them?
It it very well may be.
And then the guy that used to do a lot of webinar marketing tactics.
Oh, okay.
He has a course behind there in MLSP.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, all those kind
Well,
of people that disappear.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of things, the questions I have been asking over the last year or so. What's really happening in this industry with people? I know people move on, but
Yeah, yeah. But some would just, hey, I'm pulling back, or I got some other things I'm working on, and it's instead of just disappearing in the vapors.
you don't even see the Rachels on a lot.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. People move on. I guess they're doing their own thing. I don't know what the answer to the question or the answer to all this is. Maybe there's not one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just doesn't matter. Look like we're at the 10 till of the hour.
Okay.
Now, if you got any questions about this, I would suggest people look join my newsletter. That comes out every Friday. If you want more training on in our platform, go to success 2013 MLSP.com/10. You can register for this show every Sunday, get my download free book, 5 Keys to Success in Today's Market. So with that being said, what do you think? What was the top thing of the week this week? Spotlight.
Oh, oh man, it's been quite been quite a few. Whether it be the uh, the the midterm elections in Georgia with Herschel Walker and his mess, his mess the I guess Senator Raphael Warnock, the job market slowing, slowing down, but the gas prices are are going up because of OPEC cutting their production. I believe they're cutting it 2 million barrels from what it was last year. Um, and and the hearing should be resuming either Wednesday or Thursday of this week, the January 6th hearings. So, a few things, and of course the ongoing war with Russia and Ukraine with I can't think of the name of the bridge, but it was a vital bridge from Russia to the Crimea, which goes into the Ukraine, that got blown up this over the week this week.
Yeah. And a new variants happened.
Oh yeah, COVID still COVID. Like, yeah, I hope you ain't forgot me, because I ain't forgot y'all.
They said one spreading in Europe now.
Really?
Winter surge. So I don't know. So, man, that's all the things that have been going on for this week, people. You got any other thoughts or criticisms or complaints or whatever?
Hey guys, we appreciate y'all popping on to the show this week. As always, Greg and I are business owners, but we do understand there is, while we want you to brand or have the tools so that you can help brand yourself, whether you're just starting out, or an established home-based business owner just want to gain a greater presence online. Greg and I are plugged into uh, um, a excuse me, a pipeline that'll help you get access to the tools that'll help you brand you instead of the company or the marketing company that you're with, because people are gonna ultimately buy from you. They'll buy the product, but you want them to buy from you, and branding you, we feel, is the best way to do that. And we have the cookie for you to get your business going and leverage, as Greg and I have said time and time again. It's about leverage. So
especially
you
with
can
the
reach out to us. Yes,
especially
yes.
the information we just shared with you now. You should be wanting to do more of that anyway. So, it's all about leverage. It's not about chasing, it's about attracting. With that being said, my name is Greg Smith. This is Kit Robinson, business partner. Don't let the corporate structure run you to an early grave, because they'll have your job in a paper before your obituary. That being said, I'm gonna leave it like that. People, take care. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week.
Stay safe, everybody.